Welcome to another installment of LLB Goes to 11. Today we're inviting our friend Austin Vitucci in to walk us through his top 11 LLB videos. Austin's an incredible musician, just a great guy, and I think you're really going to enjoy his commentary on his favorite LLB videos. But I want to remind you how you can support the band. You can always buy merchandise. You can go to Sweetwater and get your gear, and you can subscribe on Patreon to get behind the scenes footage and a real connection with the band. And also, really exciting, you'll be able to get early access to our live show tickets. And we're going to announce that live show real soon, probably in the next month or so. But all those links are in the description. We'd love for you to check them out and support the band. And of course, share videos out, like, comment. That's really the best thing you can do to help us. But before we jump in, let's check out some of Austin's work and then get to his list. So we're going to welcome in Austin Vitucci tonight to do an LLB Goes to 11. Austin, how are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Great. Coming at us from your apartment, I assume. I was checking out your artwork behind you. You've got some cool headstocks. Yep. And then over on your right, some 45s, which you said are just random. They're not like ones you like to listen to. But
no, I just paid for like $5 for a bunch of them to hang up.
Do you even have a record player at your house?
I do, actually. It's right over in the corner, but just the aesthetic, really.
You don't go out and like hunt for them like an elitist record LP vinyl guy?
No,
sorry, if you're an elitist, you call them vinyl, don't you? That's
right. Yeah, it's a cult.
I call them records, but I'm not. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I'm more of the streaming gen,
Yeah, I get it. My kids really like the LPs though. They think they're fun to kind of dig through. So, anyways, cool that those are coming back. All right, but we need to kind of jump into this. So you've been playing with LLB since we did Boston, which was I think 2015 maybe. 20.
Yeah,
I think it was like the summer of 2015. So you've done a bunch. I haven't added them up. A lot of keys, but a little bit of guitar. Have you done anything else? Have you played bass on anything? I don't think you have.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Because you play bass, you play little drums. You've sung on one.
I did.
I'm not gonna name it because I know you're like, but people can go Easter egg that. You can go see which one Austin sang on. I thought he did an incredible job. It's a little bit tongue in cheek, and some people got it and some people didn't. But
some people didn't. They're like,
I thought you did great, and I love it. I still watch it. I think it's awesome. So, man, we've done a ton. Have there been any that have been like the most fun session you did? Maybe not like you're most proud of, but man, that was a lot of fun.
Oh, the most fun session.
In general.
Yeah. I think Rush was the most fun.
Really?
Because as you've said before, this isn't news. It took us a minute, right?
Yeah, it did take us a minute.
But I don't know. I feel like I probably shouldn't out myself like this, but that was the first time I was like super prepared, if that makes sense. Like I prepared for Boston, obviously, because I had to, but like I felt good about this set. I was like, these are all super fun parts, and I just felt really good about it. I don't know.
Okay, so what you're saying to everyone is it's the only one that you ever really did your homework the way I would have wanted you to do your homework, right?
Well, I kind of had to with Rush,
Yeah, that's surprising. That is not the one I would have said. Do you know which one I would have thought you had the most fun doing?
Which one?
Toto.
Oh, yeah. Toto was fun.
It was fun.
I did my homework for Toto, too. You have to with Toto, too.
You did your homework for Toto, too. All right, so what was the hardest one that you've done that we've released?
That's easy. It was "Call Me the Breeze."
Oh,
Leonard Skinner, "Call Me the Breeze."
okay.
It's the hardest for me. Yeah.
All right, so let's jump right in then, because your number 11 song on your LLB Goes to 11 / Austin Vitucci is "Call Me the Breeze," Leonard Skinner, correct? Okay,
Correct.
So walk us through that session and what you love about that video, and maybe it's that you were able to accomplish the hardest part you've learned. I don't know.
Well, yeah, not to shoot my own, whatever the phrase is, but
I think it's toot your own.
that was the first time I actually ever had to what is it?
Toot your own horn.
Yeah, that's a shoot.
It's not shoot anything, it's toot your own horn.
There it is. Well, that was the first time I ever had to learn something that I really struggled with. And at one point I didn't think I was going to be able to do it. I think I almost picked up the phone and called you to tell you that, hey, I'm not going to be able to do this.
Really?
I almost did, but then I was throwing stuff at my house, it was a disaster.
Do you remember I remember you sending me either a text or a video or something of you in a hotel room playing that.
Oh yeah.
Because you were on tour with Raleigh, I think. And you sent me it. So you never told me you were struggling with it. You sent me a video that looked like you knew it.
So the first half was cake.
Oh.
It was the second half. So I learned the first half. I was on the road, and I was like, oh, this is going to be easy. And then I get home to learn the second half, and I'm like, oh, crap. It's like, what even notes is he playing? So,
well,
yeah.
You did a great job. So let's check out Austin's number 11. This is a clip from "Call Me the Breeze." All right, so that was "Call Me the Breeze," our version of the Leonard Skinner classic, and I think it's J.J. Cale actually is the original, but we did the Skinner version, and you did a great job on that. Another one that we had you play keys on, which was a really fun session, a little bit, it stretched us a bunch, was Pink Floyd, and you've picked at number 10 a Pink Floyd song for your number 10. So what is that, and why do you love it?
I picked "Comfortably Numb," and there's really one reason why I picked it, and that's Nick Jones' guitar solo. I'm actually not even a huge Pink Floyd fan, but I just feel like Nick crushed that part, and I don't think he's appreciated as much as he should be, because he can shred a guitar.
You know what? I totally agree with you, and if you go look at the comments, I think it's generally positive. Most people the people that know Nick don't realize how great of a guitar player he really is, and he shines on all the Pink Floyd ones, but especially that one. So let's check out a little bit from Comfortably Numb, Austin's number 10 on his LLB Goes to 11.
I have become comfortably numb.
Left Turn. This was an interesting one that I saw on your list. We did a Christmas series. I forget what year we did it, but we did 3 different Christmas songs, and this is a great song. But give us your number 9, the Christmas song that you chose.
Number 9 is "This Christmas" by Donny Hathaway. And I love Christmas, so I just had to throw one of the Christmas tunes in there, and that one's probably my favorite Christmas tune ever. So yeah, just had to throw that in there.
Okay, so your favorite Christmas?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, probably.
Okay, you were going to say something. I cut you off.
Oh yeah, I just thought Carson. There's a whole bunch of great bass work in there, and Carson just nailed that. So.
I agree. Carson did his homework on that one. It's really, really good. It was fun to have the horns and have V come in and sing. I think it's a great rendition too. So this is your number 9. This is "This Christmas" by Donny Hathaway. Check it out.
Hang on the mistletoe, I'm gonna get to know you better this Christmas. And as we trim the tree, how much fun it's gonna be together this Christmas. Firesides blazing bright, and we're caroling through the night. And this Christmas will be a very special Christmas for me.
And we're going to move to your number 8 song on your top 11 list. This is a 38 special cut. That's a little bit of a deeper cut for us, and really even probably for them. Give us your number 8 on your list.
Yep, number 8 is "Wild-Eyed Southern Boys," which is a song that I didn't know before you guys cut it.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm a sucker for like vocal harmonies, and that chorus just has thick vocal harmonies, and Roger crushed it. I think it was his first time singing, right?
Yes. Yeah. With us.
Because he duo vocals with you.
Yes. We did a duet on that one. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah. And just the double drums, and his guitar solo is nasty. So
Yeah. I don't think a lot of people know or even realize that there are so many young players involved in our project that don't sometimes know the songs before I send them out and ask them to learn them. And I'm right in there with you. I had never heard Wild-Eyed Southern Boys until it was suggested that we do it. Because I just knew the hits. I just knew the 38 special hits.
yeah.
And I guess that was a hit. They're probably offended that I don't think it's a hit. But when I heard it, I was like, oh, this is awesome. And Tony gets to do the double kick at the end on the drums. And, of course, like you said, Roger's playing and all that was great. So it's really good. Great pick. This is your number 8. This is Wild-Eyed Southern Boys. Check it out.
It's the southern point of honor. You gotta get right in on the act. You can hear the outlaws holler to fight for the lady in black. And she's just one in a million, but she's all I need tonight. 'Cause she loves those wild-eyed southern boys. Wild-eyed boys. Wild-eyed southern boys.
All right, this next one is our latest release. We just released this last week, and I'd have to go back and look at the statistics, but I think it's probably one of the top 5 fastest growing videos we've done in a week, which is really interesting because it's somewhat of a one-hit wonder. It's definitely a niche song from the 80s. it's a song I remember as a kid, and I've loved to sing my whole life, and it was awesome to get to do it. But at number 7, you picked The Outfield's Your Love. Talk us through why you love that song.
So, yeah, I actually hated this song before we did it. I remember getting the assignment from you, and I was like, I hate this song. But then we got in and did it, and I was like, this is a great song.
Yeah.
I don't know why I hated it. I couldn't tell you why.
Is it just because of it, when you just hear it on face value, you think it's 4 chords, it's so predictable.
Yeah, that's probably it. But
the chorus is real, I don't know, elementary maybe to some people, you know.
Good way to put it.
Well, I mean, I trust me, I'm not saying that being critical. I believe it's one of the great pop songs, you know, really written. I mean, you know, it's just so well written, and it changes keys and the bridge, and then it comes out, and it's so like, cool. Well, that key change works. Like, you don't think it works, but it does, and that's cool that you didn't like it, but playing it made you like it. Because I've had that same experience with some other videos we've done.
Yeah. But like also, I gotta give you props for those vocals, man. I mean, that is a high song.
Yeah.
And it comes right out the gate, first note. It's like a C sharp or something. I'm like, my gosh.
Well, we did cheat. We took it down a half step because I'm getting old. But
you didn't have to tell everybody that.
That's fine. I like to tell people the truth, man. There's no hiding here. But that's awesome. Sure. Well, it's kind of in that Police vein, which is probably why I like it so much. You know, it's a power trio band, and it's a little more pop straight ahead than the Police, but it was a fun one, and it has been well received. It is just skyrocketed out of the gate. So let's check it out. This is Your Love by The Outfield.
Chelsea's on a vacation far away. Come around and talk it over. So many things that I want to say. You know I like my girls a little bit older. I just want to use your love tonight. I don't want to lose your love tonight. I ain't got many friends I can talk to. Nowhere to run when I'm in trouble. You know I'd do anything for you. Stay the night but keep it undercover. I just wanna use your love tonight. Yeah, I don't wanna lose your love tonight.
All right, that was The Outfield's Your Love, Austin's new favorite song, and we're going to move to number 6. This is a Huey Lewis classic, middle of the road, just an awesome, awesome song. This is If This Is It, and what do you love about our version? Because you're not on this one, right? Like, you're not on this one at all. Not that you have to be on them, but what do you love about our version of If This Is It by Huey Lewis?
Yeah, I think you did this before I ever started playing.
Maybe.
But it really just turned me on to Huey Lewis in general. Like, I think I knew, like, the Power of Love, right? But, like, I if you told me Huey Lewis, if you said Huey Lewis, I'd be like, okay. But, yeah, after hearing that song, I just, like, went for a deep dive into Huey Lewis. And I was like, holy crap, this band is one of the best bands of all time. I mean, just hit after hit.
Yeah.
And I'm a sucker for horns, and the horns are great. Kevin Schuer's vocals are just, Kevin could sing his behind off, man.
Yeah.
So, the doo-wop BGVs.
Yeah.
I love it all. It's my vibe.
That's awesome. Huey Lewis, you're right, is it's not that they're underappreciated, because people really do appreciate them. They're sometimes overlooked in the history.
Yeah.
But I don't know anybody that doesn't love a great Huey Lewis in the News song. I just don't. When they hear him, they're like, it's just, again, it's doo-wop, it's pop, it's soul, it's rock, it has it all. But that's awesome. I'm glad we could expand your horizons a little bit.
Yeah.
This is Austin's number 6. This is If This Is It by Huey Lewis in the News.
If this is it, please let me know. If this ain't love, you better let
All right, taking it back a little bit, maybe like a decade ahead of, maybe not quite a decade, but back into the late 70s. This is an Eagles tune that you love. I'll just make a disclaimer. We've had to remove all of our Eagles tunes again off of YouTube. So you can't really go check this out. I'm going to try and put a clip in of it. But you love this song. This is One of These Nights. What do you love about our version of it?
Yeah, that bass work and like the intro and the verse is just one of my favorite bass parts ever. And Derek killed that. And man, when it gets to like the second half of the song, and it's just that 4/1 progression and the harmonies.
Yeah.
It's just crush it. You just crushed it, and it's such a vibe. I don't know. I love the tune.
It is
another kind of one of those songs that like I didn't really know or appreciate until I heard you guys do it. I was like, man, this is a vibe.
Yeah, I love that song out of the Eagles catalog. It's, a lot of their stuff can lean a little bit southern, kind of, folky, California country, and that one has a little more like soul to it or something.
Yeah,
not funk, but it's ding, get it, tick, 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 it's just got a little bit, like you said, more of a vibe. So it's a great one. It was a lot of fun to do. All right, let's check it out. This is the Eagles, One of These Nights. So hopefully if you're still watching this video and that portion is still in there, you got to see One of These Nights. If the Eagles has made us trim it out, you didn't get to see it, but just pretend like you got to see it because it was awesome and it was fun to do. But we're moving on. This is a Police song, my favorite band of all time. Which Police song did you choose and why do you love it?
Yeah, I chose Synchronicity II. It's just a really cool song. I mean, it's out there. It's funky. I don't know. I just love it. Jake Gammon, he jumped on that one. He just nailed that Stuart Copeland vibe, and you're singing your behind off way up in the clouds. And, the production of the vocals was spot on. I don't know if you doubled it or there's a chorus on it or something. So just the attention to detail in every aspect of that one, and the guitar is great.
Yeah, it is a really cool song that is hard to when you dissect it, you're like, wow, this is way more intricate. Like every guitar note matters. If you don't play it the certain riffs in the certain way, it's not the song anymore. And you're right, Jake was meant to play that session on the drums. His drumming on the Police work, alone make those videos, I think, stand out. And I think he deserves a lot more love for what he did because he really, he just grabs the Stuart Copeland vibe and embodies it. It's awesome. So, all right, this is Jake Gammon on the drums, and the rest of us having a good time too. This is Synchronicity II. Check it out. 4. That was the Police Synchronicity II, our version of it. Hope you've enjoyed that. We're going to move on now to number 3, and this comes from what I thought would be your favorite session, but it wasn't, but that's okay. This is a Toto track, a deeper cut probably for a lot of folks out there. I mean, it was popular, but it isn't like in their top 5 probably on Spotify. Which Toto song did you choose and why?
Yeah, I chose Georgie Porgy for a lot of reasons. Because, you know, a lot of people have heard of Toto, they know Toto, they're going to think of Africa, Hold the Line, Rosanna, but like, especially Africa, like doesn't really show you who Toto is.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, Toto is one of the most talented groups of musicians ever to exist, in my opinion.
Yeah.
You know, if you know anything about Porcaro and Lukather and they've been on everything.
Yes.
And yeah, Georgie Porgy is just the groove is stellar. Super impressed with you on that episode, playing the bass and singing at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, I think I tried to do it and I was like, how did he do this? The groove's great. I mean, it's just a great tune. Jess she had this vocal run at the end and I was like, oh
yeah,
you know, that one got me. So
yeah. So that was so you know, the goal of all of LLB you really is to kind of try and capture the studio track. But every once in a while somebody does something like that vocal run where you're like, well, I'm going to leave that in because it's awesome.
Yeah. And another thing I loved about that video in particular is a very small thing in the video production.
Yeah.
During the hits, da 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 da, the video fades. And then it comes back in.
Yeah.
Do you remember editing it that way?
I know exactly what you're talking about. I wouldn't have thought about it, but it's tough to go to black in videos, but sometimes it's necessary, you know.
Yeah.
But you know, the video editing that I like about that song is like in the second verse when you're doing the Steve Porcaro like dance thing.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Like, I did do that.
Yeah, so people will wonder like, what the heck is he doing? But if you've ever seen Toto live, which we got to see them, I think at the Ryman, you were at that show, right? Steve's over there just dancing, and Austin like just nails his dance move. It's awesome. It's in that video. That's what I thought you were going to say, but so I love it because you nail the dance move, and it's a great song, and Jess's vocal run is incredible. Let's check it out. This is Toto's Georgie Porgy, our version of it on Austin's LLB Goes to 11 list.
It's really not confusing. I'm just a young illusion. Can't you see? I'm not the only one that holds you. Never ever should have told you. You're my only girl. I'm not the only one that holds you. Never ever should have told you. You're my only world.
Georgie Porgy pudding pie, kiss the girls and make them cry. Georgie Porgy pudding pie, kiss the girls and make them cry. Georgie Porgy pudding pie, kiss the girls and make them cry. Kiss the girls and make them cry. Kiss the girls and make them cry.
All right, kind of keeping it in the same kind of genre. You know, the guys from Toto, several of them were on a lot of Steely Dan cuts, and they weren't on this one, but Steely Dan is coming in at number 2. This is Peg. Why did you choose Peg? And tell us why you love it.
Yeah. Similar probably to Huey Lewis. It just took me into a deep dive of Steely Dan. You know, I much before my time, honestly.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So, you know, I'd heard of them, but this really just took me down that road, and I just really learned to appreciate the genius of Steely Dan and Donald Fagen and Walter Becker. And, you know, the horn's great. I'm a sucker for horns.
Mm-hmm.
It's just one of my the guitar solo specifically is probably one of my favorite guitar solos.
Yeah.
at least top 3. So
Yeah,
it's
a
just a great song.
it's
Just
a very, very unusual guitar solo.
it is,
Yeah,
and you
yeah,
can go and watch the videos of them kind of talking about how they went through like 8 or 9 guys before they're like, that's the one.
yeah,
Just how picky they were in the studio and how
yeah.
much they cared about the details.
Yeah, I thought Dale did a really good job of playing that solo. It's really out of the box and difficult. And how old? What year were you born? This will help kind of our older generation understand that when you say it's beyond my, like it's before my time. What
Yeah,
year were you born?
I was born in 1996.
So just to make everybody understand, um, I was a sophomore in college or a junior in college in 1996. And so when Austin says, "Hey, this is before my time," it was before his time because
Yeah,
Peg was like came out when I was like 4, but
right.
you weren't even thought of at that point. So man, it's cool that the lab band has been able to. It's not just for you. There's been a ton of guys that have like learned a ton of music just from
Yeah.
being part of this. So all right, so this is number 2. Let's check it out. This is our version of Peg on Austin's LLB Goes to 11 list.
I like your pen shop. I keep it with your letter. Done up in blueprint blue. It sure looks good on you. So won't you smile for the camera? I know I love you better. Hey, you will come back to you.
All right, so that is number 11 all the way down to number 2. And I just want to remind you guys to check out our Patreon. You guys subscribe there and get some behind-the-scenes videos and support the band. And we've got a live show that we're getting ready to announce. And if you're a Patreon member, you're going to be able to get early access to tickets for that, which is really cool. You can come to sessions if you're a Patreon member. You can check out a filming, which is also really cool. But more than anything, man, if you would like, share, comment on our videos on YouTube, get them out there, help people see them, that would be as much appreciated as anything. And so we are always grateful for all your support. But let's get away from the announcements and let's talk about your number 1 video on your LLB Goes to 11 list. It goes all the way back to our very first episode that we filmed in April of 2013. What is it and why do you love it?
Yep, that would be What a Fool Believes by the Doobie Brothers. This is probably top 3 my favorite songs of all time.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, there's not much more I can say about that.
So that's high expectations then. Okay, we do a favorite song of yours of all time. And it makes number 1 on our list. So what did we do that you loved? Like what was it that we were able to capture on it?
Well, what was interesting about that episode is, and knowing that it was your first, is that it's probably the least like the studio record of all the songs you've done.
Yeah.
Right? It's like it's a little more driving and aggressive and Ryan grooves a little harder and you know, you make it more live. I think you threw a guitar solo in there that's not there.
Yep.
You're playing organ.
Yeah.
So that's kind of cool, you know, just kind of see you take a spin on it.
Yeah. So what we did there, just for kind of to help everybody understand, we really didn't know exactly what we were doing with the project. And what I did with that one is, because we were a band of 5 people, the original cut is very synthesized and, you know, it's not really live band feeling, you know, if you know the original. So what I did is I had seen Michael McDonald like 6 times in the previous 10 years. So I took his live show and I thought that's the version we're going to do of that song. So like the guitar solo, we didn't come up with that. That came from me seeing him live and the kind of the hard grooving and that sort of stuff. So while it was technically in the spirit of Lab Band to recreate something we had heard, you're right, it was not the studio recording. So I think it's a better version of the song than we would have done had we tried to do the studio recording. I think you're absolutely right about that. So that's awesome. All right, so number one, this is from our very first filming session. This is What a Fool Believes. Austin, thanks for hanging out with us tonight and going through this. Let's check it out.